Burnham and Book, the healthiest romance on TV? Hey there Trekkies, my name is Michael, aka the TrekLad. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. And today I want to talk about another article that I've encountered on the internet, which has raised the question: is Michael Burnham and Book's relationship depicted in Star Trek Discovery's third season the healthiest romance on TV? Well, I can't answer that question because, truthfully, I don't watch enough TV. I'm watching Star Trek most of the time, but I do think it's an interesting article. It's written by a respectable author who I'm a fan of, and I want to go through it, but I also want to raise the question and start a conversation around Star Trek's ultimate relationship, Star Trek's ultimate romance, because why not? This is what I do now. So here's the article in question, coming from Den of Geek, and its author, Lacey Bauer. I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Apologies, profuse and profound apologies if I am not getting that correct. Star Trek Discovery, how Book and Burnham have quietly become TV's healthiest romance. Star Trek Discovery's Book and Burnham have quietly become one of the franchise's most mature, functional couples, and it's a delight to see. Like I said, I don't watch enough TV, so I don't really know if it's the healthiest romance. I'll be completely honest, most of the romance, the romantic plots that I see on TV are usually pretty toxic, although I will say that Trek Wife has subjected me to Netflix's You very recently. So that's the only measuring stick that I've got to go on, and yeah, it's a pretty low bar. Obviously, this article contains Star Trek Discovery spoilers for Season 3. Thank you for letting us know, Den of Geek. So if you have not seen Star Trek Discovery Season 3, stop watching this. I can't pass judgment if it's the healthiest relationship on TV. What I can do is I can judge whether I think it's the healthiest relationship in the Star Trek franchise, creating a cool, nice conversation around Star Trek's best romances and relationships. So let's go through this article a little bit. First, Star Trek Discovery had a lot to do in its third season. Boy, did it. What with launching the franchise into a far-flung future, saving all sentient life as we know it, and essentially rebooting the show going forward. I think they did a pretty good job. Check out my review for Season 3 if you haven't already. After leading her crew into a literal strange new world, I see what you've done there, Lacey. Michael Burnham then had to spend a year in the future without them. A twist that forced her to decide who she was and who she wanted to be in a world where she no longer had the structure and expectations of Starfleet to define herself against. I think that's fair. I mean, a fully trained Starfleet officer shouldn't really lose who they are in a year, but it's a strange future and I'm fine with it. There she also meets a man named Cleveland Booker, a Cohesion, I hope I got that right, Cohesion courier whose loner lifestyle is really just a cover for his work saving endangered animals across the galaxy that has seemed to stop caring whether innocent and vulnerable creatures live or die. Book serves as Michael's pragmatic, largely cynical introduction to the 32nd century, a man who has come of age in a universe largely without the Federation and has little trust in things like benevolent institutional authority. Big words that I am going to struggle to properly unpack. Despite his outward skepticism, he and Burnham are actually very similar. Dedicated do-gooders with prickly outer shells who both believe in helping others and living their lives in service to something larger than themselves. More importantly, Book is also a cat person, and if he's good enough for Grudge, he's good enough for me. Me too, Lacey. I completely agree. I wish we'd seen more Grudge in Season 3, to be completely honest. Now, unpacking these opening 3 paragraphs, yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I did see similarities between Book and Burnham. They both clearly had good intentions, and they were completely happy on more than one occasion to take the law into their own hands to do what they felt was right. I feel like Burnham, in the year that she was separated from Discovery, learned a lot about who she was and kind of readjusted to the 32nd century and really used Book as that template. And I think that's really why we saw her act and do the things that she was doing. But I mean, let's face it, she already had a solid foundation of breaking the rules whenever she felt something needed to be done. That's just part of her character, and I've come to accept that. Whilst the relationship that ultimately develops between the two is fairly predictable, most of us assumed / hoped they'd fall in love pretty much as soon as we saw the season 3 trailers. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we saw them smooch quite a lot in the season 3 trailers, so I think it was a given. What Star Trek Discovery manages to pull off in terms of their relationship is rather remarkable. Their love is one that, despite its near preordained status, feels effortless and natural, allowing both Book and Burnham to grow into their best selves along one another. Yeah, I think some of Discovery's best scenes were the quieter scenes where they were just talking to each other, and they were just, having those, particularly Burnham, where she was leaning on Book for a lot of the, should I stay with Starfleet? Should we just go off together and be space couriers? And obviously it was quite obvious that Book wanted that life. He wanted to go off and do space Han Solo stuff with Burnham, but was ultimately supportive of Burnham's decision to stay on, and very supportive of her ascent to the chair. I think it's very apparent from the scenes that we saw. Now, here's where the article takes a little bit of a turn, and I've got some thoughts here. Michael's only previous love interest on Discovery was her disastrous romance with Ash Tyler, who turned out to be a Klingon sleeper agent with a fake consciousness and reconstructed body built from the DNA of a captured Starfleet officer. It was exactly as bad as it sounds, and probably worse than you remember. I'm not sure. I don't like Star Trek Discovery Season 1, I've made that clear on a number of occasions. But saying that, I actually thought that Burnham and Ash's relationship across Seasons 1 and 2 was pretty good, pretty well handled. While it wasn't explored as much as I thought it should have been, I thought it was pretty neat what they were attempting to do with Ash Tyler and Vok, and the clash of human and Klingon. Again, it wasn't explored as well as I would have liked it to have been. I'm sure you share that sentiment as well. But I thought it was one of the highlights of Season 1, so I disagree with you there, Lacey. But from its very first moment, Burnham's relationship with Book feels like something entirely fresh and new, both for her character and for Discovery itself. There's no real will they, won't they drama here. Well, I disagree. I think they were trying to do that early in the season before they just kind of gave up and just went, wait, they've seen the trailers, they know they get it on. And the mature, sincere connection that develops between the two is both charming and sweet. Even though she meets him at what is ostensibly her lowest point. Ostensibly? I've never used that word. Michael still feels like Book's equal in every respect, and he becomes her friend long before anything romantic ever happens between them, as well as her sounding board, teacher, and general confidant. Now, I'm going to stop reading the article at this point. Again, I've linked it in the description. Go check it out. I think it's a good piece of work. Raises some interesting points. I agree with Lacey. I think that the relationship depicted between Burnham and Book is very healthy. The support is there. Mostly from Book to Burnham. I don't really see much support. I'm going to have to go and rewatch the episodes. I feel like Burnham was supportive of Book's attempts to integrate himself into the Discovery crew. Maybe there was some mutual support of the two, but I do feel like Book's character was designed to be the teacher more than have that reciprocated, because Burnham and crew of the Discovery are the newcomers to the new world and the new setting, so that would make sense. But yeah, I think the relationship was nice. It was well done. I would have liked to have seen more, to be completely honest. I would have liked to have seen more. The show had so much to do in season 3. I hope that we see more of the show continue to develop Burnham and Book. I'm gonna get away from this article now because the video is distracting me somewhat. But Burnham and Book being a healthy relationship, again, for the third time, I am not someone that can judge whether it's the most healthy relationship on TV. I don't have enough data. Love to know what you think. If you watch a lot of TV, what do you think of Burnham and Book's relationship? But where does Burnham and Book's relationship sit in the grand scheme of things in the Star Trek universe? Star Trek, has given us so many memorable relationships over the years. I mean, just off the top of my head, we have Kira and Odo, probably my all-time favourite romance and relationship in Star Trek. We get, in the same show, we get Dax and Worf. We get Ezri Dax and Bashir, although that takes place in a much shorter period of time. We get in TNG, we have Picard and Vash, and Picard and the character that I can't remember from Lessons. I do apologise, I can't remember it. Oh no, we get the relationship in Enterprise between Trip and T'Pol, another favourite of mine, and just a really complex and well-developed relationship. In Discovery, we get Vok and, Ash Tyler and Burnham. I don't think that was a dumpster fire. I think that it was a complicated relationship which went through some real twists and turns. Not the best relationship, definitely not the healthiest relationship, but a good, well-depicted, defined relationship on TV. So Star Trek has a good history of it. Where does Book and Burnham rank in that? In the relationships that we see in Star Trek? I would definitely put it towards the top. I think that it's a balanced, nuanced, modern depiction of a relationship. Like I said, want to see more of it? Would you like to see more of it? Do let me know in the comments below, and let me know what you think are the best relationships in Star Trek. And also, if you think that Burnham and Book is a healthy relationship. Now, I know my videos do attract people that don't like Discovery. Let's break this down. You might not like Discovery, but if you saw season 3, was Burnham and Book's relationship a highlight of the season? Love to know. Let's start a conversation. Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this coming soon. Check out Den of Geek, check out Lacey's other work. It's very good stuff. And until next time, live long and prosper.